dancer,
Sorry guys, had to
was
split
once
this up into
also a
parts.
ballet instructor. Kelly had a twin sister, Gina, and the two were raised separately by their divorced parents, Gina by their father and Kelly by their mother. Kelly has implied that she never liked being a twin because it hindered her sense of individuality. She had all the same classes as Gina and has admitted to deliberately failing the seventh grade so
It's
she and
pretty.
Gina could finally be in separate classes and establish
They're
identities
both
separate
pretty.
from one another. Kelly was either expelled or dropped out of school and became homeless, living in a shelter. While homeless, Kelly resorted to prostitution. She said she became involved with a man named Paul who became her pimp, and he abused her emotionally and physically, which she documented online with posts of her black eyes. She said he inserted sharp objects into her and
Ooh.
forced her into sexual contact with a dog and
Oh my
demanded she couldn't
god.
eat the animal. She implied the abuse she suffered was linked to satanic rituals. However, there is no evidence that Paul exists, and it's speculated Kelly made him up and either gave herself black eyes or used Photoshop to make it appear she had them. Kelly spent some time in a psychiatric ward and was diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder and PTSD. She suffered anorexia and she also self-harmed, though she claims she stopped this in 2016. The story of Kelly's apparent Munchausen by internet begins around 2015 when she began posting about a mysterious illness she'd been stricken with. She was anemic and needed blood transfusions, she said, but the cause was unknown. At first, Kelly was met with nothing but love and support for fighting through her illness. She posted photos of herself doing ballet poses in the hospital to show a positive spirit. But soon enough, people became skeptical of her story, and the
I'd be
internet became a buzz
skeptical too. She can
speculating
actually
that
do
Kelly
that
was
while
drawing blood
being
herself, as
sick.
blood does not just mysteriously disappear from one's body. Kelly's apparent Munchausen syndrome manifested on other occasions as well. She claimed to have been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis and set up a GoFundMe in 2017 to get naturopathic treatment for this, as well as for an expensive medication she needed to take until getting her uterus removed.
Oh my
Kelly
god.
claimed her anemia was the
That's
result of
awful.
uterine fibroids, and that was why she needed a hysterectomy. It isn't known if she ever got one. She also claimed various other issues from numbness in her gums, difficulty urinating, stomach ulcers,
You need
blurry
both.
vision, seizures, and so on.
That
She
sucks,
also
man.
claimed
Poor
at one
girl.
point to be pregnant. The most disturbing part of Kelly's story, the apparent self-destruction of her legs,
That
begins
looks
in
sick as hell. Why
2018.
would you even
Kelly
post photos like
reported
that on
7
your
bruises
social
and
media?
blisters on her legs
Seriously.
and swollen feet, citing various causes from Paul's abuse to swelling sustained from ballet dancing. Eventually,
The
large
hell?
gaping wounds appeared in her legs that
Oh.
began to rot. The bones in her shins became visible, and in perhaps the most disturbing Instagram post Kelly made documenting all this, she reported excruciating pain from what she believes was a nerve snapping out of her leg. She
Gross.
initially cited an unknown disease as the cause of her rotting
God, that
leg,
is sick.
but later said she was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease
No one's let you
called
look like
Vegas
that.
syndrome, which does cause sores, but not only on the legs. It's generally believed she gave herself the blisters on her legs and picked at them relentlessly to create huge scabs and eventually wounds that ate through to the other side of her legs. It's also speculated that she intentionally caused infection by applying and even injecting feces into her wounds, which
Gross.
is evidenced by
That's
her testing
disgusting.
positive for a bacteria present in feces. Granted, she might simply not have been washing her
And this
hands
shit is a lot on
before
Facebook
picking at
and
her
or Instagram
scabs.
and shit.
The skin grafts doctors gave her in 2019 seemed to help matters, but she
Now
picked
people
those
think my
away
stuff
as
is
well.
evil, but this shit's okay.
Eventually, Kelly's mobility became, of course, compromised, and standing became a challenge. One of her toenails rotted off, or was picked off, and the nightmarish wounds that went through one side of each of her legs and out the other failed to
Damn.
heal. friend posted that she would need a wheelchair-accessible home after bad news from a surgeon. And finally, in May 2021, Gina posted that Kelly was getting both of her legs amputated. Today, Kelly Ronagan lives without her legs and posts about, according to her Instagram bio, her journey toward getting prosthetics. Her last post of her calf was on November 1st, 2021. We might ask ourselves, would Kelly still have her legs if it weren't for the internet and the audience it allowed her?
It's hard telling,
And
man.
this adds a new perspective on social media's negative impact on people suffering from mental illness. I extend my deepest sympathies to Kelly, and I hope you do too. Her story is a tragic one, and I can't help but wonder if she targeted her legs for destruction because of her struggle to find an identity apart from her sister. Her history with ballet dancing perhaps failed to fill the emptiness inside her, and so maybe she vowed that she would never dance again.
Wow. Like I said, I've already talked about that silly true crime thing on my channel. It's sad though. Sad. She lost her legs, but had no choice. Yeah. Until I might upload more video tonight, late tonight at 11 or 10, so it's easier for that. But other than that, I'm going to see you guys tomorrow because I have stuff to do. I have stuff I need to take care of and all that. So, with that said, thanks so much, guys. Take care. Peace out. Bye bye.